Did you know that intermittent fasting has a variety of benefits, such as thinking and memory? Studies discovered that intermittent fasting boosts working memory in animals and verbal memory in adult humans. Also, it has benefits in heart health, physical performance, which we will dive deeper into. It can also decrease the chance of developing diabetes and obesity, tissue health, and so many more potential benefits that will be discussed today. What is going on, everyone? This is your daily dose of mental health with Adam, and in today's video today, we will be discussing intermittent fasting. We will be first discussing intermittent fasting in regards to a vast variety of benefits that we will be covering. And after that, we will be discussing this board right here and how intermittent fasting has changed my life, helped with my mental health, my physical health, and a variety of other benefits when I've seen my healthcare provider. So once again, please stay tuned, like and subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit that bell icon, actually smash that motherfucker. And lastly, put a comment out there telling me if you've tried it, if you're interested in it. Always talk to a medical care provider first though, or if you have any questions for me on anything you would like me to cover, any questions about intermittent fasting. So let's jump right on into it. All right, so there are 10 evidence-based health benefits of intermittent fasting. Real quick, just gonna summarize this very easily. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern where you cycle between periods of eating and fasting. For me, the best period for me is typically my fast is anywhere from 12 to 15 hours. I'm not gonna go into specifics on what anyone else should recommend. Please discuss that with your healthcare provider, but let's talk about 10 evidence-based health benefits of intermittent fasting. First off, there have been numerous studies that have shown that there can be powerful benefits for your body and your brain. So let's go. So real quick, number 1, changes the function of hormones, cells, and genes. So essentially, when you don't eat for a while, several things can happen to your body. And here would be an example. Your body changes hormone levels to make stored body fat more accessible and initiates important cellular repair processes. So for example, with that, when you're not eating, you don't have to jump right into your carbohydrate stores. It's gonna go into your reserved fat stores, which will actually help you maintain positive energy levels long term. And here are some examples of these changes that can happen as well at the cellular level that are positive. Your insulin levels. So your blood levels of insulin drop significantly, which facilitates, as I said, fat burning. Also, human growth hormone known as HGH also increases dramatically with fasting. Higher levels of this hormone can essentially facilitate fat burning, muscle gain, and have numerous other benefits. Cellular repair is another big one, as I said. The body induces important cellular repair processes daily and actually by the minute and second, such as removing waste material from the cells. In particular, one thing we'll talk about is the oxidation process and antioxidants when I discuss how intermittent fasting helps me in particular. And lastly, gene expression. There are beneficial changes in several genes and molecules related to longevity and protection against disease. So that's number 1. Really, and just to summarize what I just said with that, when you fast, insulin drops. So your insulin is dropping, decreasing, and your HGH, your human growth hormone, goes up, increases. Your cells also initiate important cellular processes and change which genes they express, which is a good thing. Number 2, it can also help you lose weight and visceral fat. Visceral fat is your abdominal fat. Many of those who've tried intermittent fasting are doing it to lose weight. Generally speaking, intermittent fasting will make you eat fewer meals. However, I will tell you, if you're just doing it specifically to lose weight, you have to look at it from a holistic standpoint. Talk to your doctor first, because a lot of people, they'll try it, then they'll have rebound. It's like that rebound effect where they'll end up going back to an unhealthy diet and stop intermittent fasting, which can actually cause you to gain more visceral fat. So real quick, unless you compensate by eating much more during the other meals, you'll end up taking in fewer calories. Additionally, intermittent fasting enhances hormone function to facilitate weight loss. Lower insulin levels, as we said, higher HGH levels, human growth hormone levels, and increased amounts of norepinephrine all increase the breakdown of body fat and facilitate its use for energy. So for this reason, short-term fasting actually increases your metabolic rate, helping you burn more calories. So that's great. Also, real quick, a study related to this, according to a 2014 review of the scientific literature, intermittent fasting can cause weight loss of 3 to 8% over a 3 to 24 week period. And this would be considered a huge amount, by the way. Real quick summary of this: intermittent fasting helps you eat fewer calories while boosting metabolism slightly. It's a very effective tool to lose weight and visceral fat. Real quick, number 3. Intermittent fasting can reduce insulin resistance, lowering your risk for type 2 diabetes. So essentially, type 2 diabetes has become a very common diagnosis in recent decades. This is why I say talk to your healthcare provider, because for people who have type 1 diabetes, intermittent fasting typically would not be for you. And if you are going to go about it, you need to speak to your healthcare provider. So if you're type 1, go take this with a grain of salt and go talk to your healthcare provider. So real quick, its main feature is high blood sugar in the context of insulin resistance for type 2. Anything that reduces insulin resistance should help lower your blood sugar levels and protect against type 2 diabetes. However, though, interestingly, intermittent fasting has been shown to have major benefits for insulin resistance and lead to impressive reduction in blood sugars. So, I mean, that's great as well. There's also a human study on intermittent fasting showing that fasting blood sugar has been reduced by 3 to 6%. And let me say that again, 3 to 6% over the course of an 8 to 12 week period in people who are pre-diabetic. Fasting insulin has been reduced by 20 to 31%. 20 to 31%. That is huge. Real quick, a summary of this that we were just talking about. Intermittent fasting can reduce insulin resistance and lower blood sugar levels. And this is in more particular with men. The results have been stronger. However, with women, there are good results. They just haven't been near as profound as with men, due to the fact that we typically produce more human growth hormone and obviously testosterone. But for women, it has great findings too. Number 4 for intermittent fasting. This is huge. Can reduce the oxidative stress and inflammation on the body. Oxidative stress is nothing to fuck around with. So oxidative stress is one of the steps towards aging in many chronic diseases, and also typically a precursor to developing cancers. It involves unstable molecules called free radicals. Free radicals react with other important molecules such as protein and DNA, and they damage them, which when you have fragmented DNA or DNA that is damaged, that is a precursor in what can cause different types of cancer. Several studies show that intermittent fasting may enhance the body's resistance to oxidative stress. That is why I bring that up, and that is huge. Additionally, studies show that intermittent fasting can help fight inflammation, which once again, inflammation can cause DNA changes, which can cause cancer, which is another key driver of many common diseases, meaning a lot of times cancers. A summary of this: studies show that intermittent fasting can reduce oxidative damage and inflammation in the body, which can reduce the chance of you developing cancer. And this should have benefits against aging and development of numerous diseases. Number 5, real quick. We're going to go through these a little bit quicker. This may be beneficial for heart health. Heart health is currently the world's biggest killer. It is known that various health markers, which are so-called risk factors, are associated with either an increase or decreased risk of heart disease. Intermittent fasting has been shown to improve numerous different risk factors, including blood sugar levels, blood pressure, your cholesterol, your total LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. So if you have a high LDL, that can clog your arteries. You want a low LDL, and a higher HDL. And also intermittent fasting can reduce the inflammatory markers. So summary of this, studies have shown that intermittent fasting can improve numerous risk factors for heart disease such as blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, and inflammatory markers. To sum it up, really that just means it helps your good cholesterol, your HDL, and drops your bad cholesterol, which is your LDL. Number 6, induces various cellular repair processes. When we fast, the cells in the body initiate a cellular waste removal process called autophagy, which essentially that involves the cells breaking down and metabolizing broken and dysfunctional proteins that build up inside the cells over time. So essentially, fasting triggers metabolic pathways and different metabolic pathways, which removes waste material from the cells, which once again can prevent chronic diseases or even cancers, which cancers is a big thing, which leads right into number 7, may help prevent cancer. Cancer is characterized by uncontrolled growth of cells or the disorganization of breaking of cells. Fasting has been shown to have several beneficial effects on metabolism that may lead to reduced risk of cancer. There has been so much promising evidence from animal studies that indicates that intermittent fasting or diets that mimic fasting may help prevent cancer. Research in humans has led similar findings, although more studies are needed. There's also some evidence showing that fasting reduces various side effects, such effects from chemotherapy in humans. Real quick summary in this. Intermittent fasting has been shown to help prevent cancer in animal studies and some human studies. Research in humans show that it can help reduce side effects caused by chemotherapy. Number 8, and we're going to just go through this one real quick, has benefits on your brain. What's good for the body and in regards to intermittent fasting is that it is good at cleaning your brain. It helps also reduce the oxidative stress, inflammation, blood sugar levels, and insulin resistance. So if you can tell by now, a lot of this has to do with your blood sugar levels, insulin resistance, oxidative stress, which can reduce chronic diseases and cancers. There have been several studies in mice and rats that have shown intermittent fasting may increase growth of new nerve cells, which could have benefits on brain function. Summary real quick of this, intermittent fasting may have important benefits for brain health. It may increase growth of new neurons and protect the brain from damage, which is huge because a lot of times we think we can't actually create new brain cells. What we have is what we have at a certain point, but actually with intermittent fasting, we may actually increase the new connections and new neurons in your brain, which can really help prevent Alzheimer's disease, which leads into the next one. May help prevent Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is the world's most common neurodegenerative disease. There's no cure for it today, so preventing it from showing up in the first place is critical. This is why I bring it up. This is why eating healthy is key. Eating foods that are high in antioxidants such as blueberries and fruits and things like that are key. There have been there have been some studies in rats and mice that show intermittent fasting may delay the onset of Alzheimer's or reduce its severity. There aren't quite too many for human ones yet because Alzheimer's is just very hard right now to find first off medications that can prevent it or stop it from continuing. But through intermittent fasting potentially and eating foods and high antioxidants, there is promise at least. So studies in animals suggest that intermittent fasting may be productive against neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's disease and things such as ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and whatnot. Real quick, number 10, this may extend your lifespan, helping you live longer. So obviously, real quick, to summarize on this, if you're intermittent fasting, eating healthy, and exercising, obviously it may help you live longer. And there have been plenty of studies that have shown that if you're doing this, you can reduce the chance of heart disease. You can also, the big thing is reduce the chance, as I said, of neurodegenerative diseases. There have been some studies in rodents that have shown intermittent fasting extends lifespan in a similar way as continuous calorie restriction. And also intermittent fasting has also been shown to increase the lifespan of fruit flies. So real quick, These are the top 10. And one last thing, the bottom line. This is what I wanted to summarize this whole thing. Intermittent fasting is a very popular weight loss method, but its benefits extend far, far, far beyond that. It can help you live a longer and all-around healthier life, according to studies that involve not just animals, but humans. There are many ways to practice intermittent fasting. Some methods involve fasting during certain hours during the day. Others only may require you to fast on certain days of the week. The approach is up to you and what you should discuss with your healthcare provider. So, okay, please, before we go any further, please like and subscribe to the channel. And part 2 of this video will be me going over this board right here, what kind of intermittent fasting I do on a daily basis, and what I have noticed that has helped with my own mental health and my physical health. So let's jump right on into it. Like and subscribe to the channel, please. All right, so some of the benefits I have noticed in particular with intermittent fasting are, first and foremost, the type of fast I do typically is I wake up in the morning and I don't eat anything, but I do drink at least 3.5 to 4 liters of water a day, obviously. I do a 10 to 15 hour fast. This is just what works best for me since I work 12-hour days most of the time. And I will eat one big meal at nighttime and get all my calories in, and I eat foods high in fats, healthy fats. And I even wrote some like eggs, fish that's not fried, nuts, dark chocolate, and a lot of lean chicken. And don't get me wrong, I still eat foods high in antioxidants such as blueberries, fruit, and whatnot. But I primarily focus on eating foods high in healthy fats because that will really help decrease my hunger levels throughout the day. Now, real quick, the number one thing that I've noticed of how it's helped me. First off, fasting has caused levels in insulin to drop, which when I go to the doctor, I've been checking my insulin levels, and it has significantly dropped. And my HGH, my human growth hormone, has drastically increased. And I'm not going to give an exact number, but it has drastically increased. And what they have told me with that through my intermittent fasting that I've done is that, for example, I'm going to be hopefully less prone to injuries because from a cellular level and a muscle level, it drastically helps reduce your inflammation markers. And as I said right here, big thing for me is it helps with the muscle repairment. And real quick, that's the number one reason I'm just going to say, I exercise on an empty stomach. When I exercise, for example, I exercise every day, but in the morning or at night, why I exercise on an empty stomach is because when I'm eating these kind of foods daily at night, I notice that I'm not near as sore, and when I work, I can get a good workout in because my energy levels are very stable. Since I'm not eating foods just high in sugar or carbs, my energy is not going up and down. It's more so just saying similar because my body is in a fat burning state constantly. And I've been doing this now for around 6 months. Number 2, benefits for me, benefits of heart health. In my family, there is a history of heart attacks. In 70s, my grandpa actually died when I was 4. He had a heart attack. He died in his chair, but he refused to go to the doctor. And once again, it's the world's biggest killer, is heart disease and heart attacks. So really, improvement in blood sugar levels, I've never had any problems with diabetes type 2, but my blood sugar levels are constantly normal. My blood pressure has been normal as well. And my HDL, which is your good cholesterol, has been rising, which is a great thing. In my LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, has been dropping. So that's one key benefit as well. So when I go in for my blood work, it has been shown through when I've been doing my intermittent fasting of these benefits, especially with the heart health and the cholesterol. Number 3, the brain benefits. For me, reduction in oxidative stress, which once again, oxidative stress is what is causing changes in your DNA and can in particularly cause chances of developing cancers. Also, studies have shown growth in new nerve cells and generalized it's good at reducing generalized inflammation, which if you think about it, if you're creating new nerve cells in your brain and your brain is becoming more neuroplastic, that will help you learn and even just learn new things if you pick up new hobbies and whatnot. So it's very good, once again, at the brain benefits of just maintaining energy levels where they're not super high or super low, and creating new nerve cells, which can, once again, keep your brain neuroplasticity high and help you learn new things and give you more motivation. Number 4, mood benefits. So with intermittent fasting, obesity is associated with anxiety and depression. This was a 2021 study by the NIH. I know it's hard to read here, but I will say, when I was in early high school, I was slightly obese, and I didn't notice huge mood benefits. But I can tell you that through exercising and intermittent fasting, my anxiety and depression levels have dropped substantially within the past year. So once again, with anxiety and depression and mood disorders, if you suffer with this, or even in my past of having drug addiction issues, I will tell you right now, the mood benefits of intermittent fasting are incredible. That's one of the main reasons I continue to do it. It has to do with just not having these energy spikes going up and down, just once again, having very steady energy. And don't get me wrong, every once in a while I'll have like a bang energy drink, but I am constantly trying to eliminate any foods high in sugar and trying to do intermittent fasting in a healthy way, of where I'm not starving myself, obviously, and getting the calories I need, but also at the same time improving my chances of not developing things like cancers. Real quick, number 5, and this will sum up the video. Number 5, increased energy levels. Huge for me. And once again, eating foods that are high in healthy fats, such as eggs, fish, nuts, so it'd be like almonds, pistachios, dark chocolate even, lean chicken, and steak, are really good at increasing and maintaining your energy levels long term. Also, when exercising or working out, I've got great energy levels, and I don't have crashes. So like if I'm going to go out and run, for example, 5 miles, a lot of times, if you've been eating foods that are high in sugar and just unhealthy carbs, I'm not saying fruits or anything, but unhealthy carbs, you're gonna feel that, you're gonna have that energy rush, and then it'll drop, and you won't be able to finish, and you'll feel a lot more sluggish. Also, when feeding, I focus on healthy fats. As I said, fruits and vegetables as well, you need a balance of proteins, healthy fats, and healthy carbohydrates. Also protein shakes when I'm in my feeding window I've been doing. A while back, I used to have a protein shake right when I wake up in the morning, but I noticed it caused some GI distress, so I've changed that up as well. Also, I drink up to 4 liters of water a day. No soda as well. Real quick, once again, this is just a quick video I wanted to talk about with intermittent fasting and how I relate this to my own motivation to stay healthy, and also how it helps with my own mental health, and how this has been a game changer in me staying sober. That's one big thing as well. So once again, this is your daily dose of mental health with Adam. Please like and subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you've tried this, or if there's another method that has helped you. I will be dropping a video in the next 3 to 4 days in regards to psychedelics, but I really wanted to push this video out here for anyone. So once again, thank you for watching. I love you all. Thank you to all the new subscribers out there. This is all mental health related. Leave a comment, and let's have a great weekend. I love you all. I worked this whole weekend, but just leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.